Hey folks, this is Sunday afternoon when I always do my garden walk-arounds, at least in the summertime. And I don't know if you can see these guys, but this is an African blue basil, and it's Sunday afternoon. You know what I like to do if you watched any of my videos. I don't know if you can see down through there, but I had the row of African blue basil is just absolutely covered here with these little guys. See if I can, don't know if you can see them. Of course it's sunny today, but they're the blue basil. I mean, if you look down through there, you can see it, and it's just buzzing. And then I have a little patch over here, this herb bed around this swamp apple that is 5 years old and it still hasn't grown. I guess it doesn't like clay. But anyhow, this is the herb bed, and you can see the if I can get him into focus there, I don't know. Love Lies Bleeding, amaranth, and of course the gold, and things are starting to really change here. The fall flowers are starting to bloom. I don't know what that one is called over there. I'll see if I can get him in. It's a form of sunflower. Hopefully I got it. And wait, I'll get him up there. I can't see the screen, but hopefully that's in there. The flowers are starting to come out. They're little yellow flowers. They're similar to Jerusalem artichoke. Yesterday, down along the river, I saw that some varieties of Jerusalem artichoke were in full bloom. Mine are not, but they're getting ready to bloom. Okay, I'll move elsewhere. Don't know if you can see that or not, but that is yard-long beans, and they're about 20 inches long. And they should have been picked a while ago. I have 3 varieties that planted here on the chicken kennel, and if you get the right variety, just a short row will yield so many that you can't keep up with them. They just keep climbing and climbing and climbing. If you can see through the pen there, you can see they're starting to climb across the netting I have over top to keep the hawks out of the chicken pen. You can't have chickens around here and have them run loose. The birds drop out of the sky and decimate them. Okay, we're here at the sunflowers, and of course I started down and I'm working my way up, and of course you can see that there they are, and there's, let's pan out here a little bit, quite the row. They're quite tall, and that's the sunflowers, and I'll try to get behind and get the artichokes and see once if there's any in bloom. We're down here at the lower end of the lower patch, and of course you can see the turnips are starting to come out. The nights here have been really quite cool. We had one night that they said went down to 40 degrees. The turnips really like that. Now today it's quite warm, probably 80 some, and they're not crazy about that. You can see they're wilted quite a bit. It's quite dry here, but of course you can look down through there and see the string beans are coming along. Fall beans are the nicest beans that you'll ever grow. The thing is getting them in just in time that the bugs don't get them and don't start to decimate them. It'll cool, and yet enough time that you can get a picking off of them before it freezes. And these will all I will pull them. I only try for one picking, and that's how I regulate and control the bean. I'm going to call them bean bugs, but little beetles and the little yellow things that are on the beans. Summer beans are quite hard to grow if you don't use spray, and I don't use spray. So, but fall beans, I have picture perfect beans, at least in years past. Here we have a couple limbs, so you can see there's 2 hazelnut burrs there, and of course there's a whole bunch down there. They're starting to hang down. You can just see there's quite a few hazelnuts. I saw a squirrel run down through here last night. I'm hoping that I can get them before they do. But this is the first year. They've been here, I believe it's 5 years. And not all of them are producing. I have several varieties of American hazels, but this particular variety has hazelnuts on most of the bushes that I have. As you can see, I've harvested the cabbages and the stuff that was in here. The blackberries are still giving blackberries. A few, not like they were, but planted groundhog radishes and turnips in here also. I use them for cover crop. You can see that the tomatoes are ripening. They're ripening quite fast now that it's chilling at night. Picked, can't remember, I think we got 3 5-gallon buckets this week off of these 2 rows. There you can see the other row over there. You can see here, starting with the other row of tomatoes, grounds tilled, planted with cover crop. There's sweet potatoes where the potatoes were that didn't froze, and on the other side where the potatoes were, there are turnips planted in there, and of course the asparagus and the red raspberries, and then sticking way above the red raspberries, the orange amaranth. This guy hasn't had his day to debut yet. He was hidden in the squash here, and he's shot up now and a little bit. This is a 2-year-old northern pecan. I don't know. I'm hoping to live long enough to see it make. They say it takes 20 years. That'll make me mighty old. But I do love pecans. They crack easy. They taste good. Hickory nuts are good, but boy, you have to work to get to it. And the people in the South that have these guys, and of course northern pecans are tiny compared to the monsters that they have down there. But oh, pecans are so good. Well, all nuts are good. I don't know if there's a nut other than, well, they have bitter pig hickories, bitter swamp hickories. We have them down here on the other side of the road. There's lots of them. I understand, according to, I can't remember the name of a video I'm subscribed to, it's Matrix Ministry or something like that, that said there's different pecans, and that there's bitter pecans, and there's, but to know which ones are good, they said watch where the squirrels go. And if the squirrels like them, well, then they're pretty decent to eat. Okay, but this is my pecan tree. I have another one that's only a year old, a northern pecan, and they require a pollinator unless you have a hickory that blooms at the same time, and then you come up with a hybrid, if it grows, that's called a hicken. And they're quite good too. All right, we'll go to the middle garden. Stop on the way to the middle garden. I had to show you this giant orange amaranth. The orange is turning to brown. I guess that means the seed heads are starting to ripen. But they are so tall. I don't know if you can see this or not, but once again it looks like the tomatoes are ready for another picking. I did picked this week and earlier, or no, last week, I guess it's Sunday, and did a dryer full of tomatoes, and And it looks like I'm well due to do them again. I like drying them. I dry almost everything except for chili paste that I make for my wife. And this morning we looked out of the window down there just on the other side of the bamboo while we were eating our breakfast, and a groundhog was sitting up on his, however the groundhogs do, they stand up or sit up, and he was looking in the window, but he was munching on one of my okras. I knew something was nibbling at it, but I didn't know what, but I caught him red-handed. Of course, he ate all my wife's soybeans. We had 2 rows of soybeans planted here, and I do edamame for her every year. And that's a lot of work because you got to shell them out by hand. And there's only two beans per pods, and they're tough pods. And but I did quite a few last year, so we should be good for this winter and stuff with what I have left over from last year. But the groundhog had eaten them all, and of course you get the row peppers. We've been taking peppers off, and the peppers just didn't do this year what they did last year. I don't know the reason. And this week we picked grapes, and we had about a third of a crate. I have a picture if I can get it to load up of of that. Hey, thanks for watching, and may the Lord bless. Have a good day.